Welcome back. Good to have you with me. Have you ever watched how a wound on your body, whether it be a deep scratch, a graze, how the process of healing happens? I know as a child, and we probably all did as kids, we'd maybe have a tumble off a bike, take a chunk of skin off our knee, cut our finger on something sharp. I stood on a nail. I watched that. A piece of glass, whatever, and seeing how our body goes right into action and begins the wound healing process. It's quite miraculous. We see how the skin that's been torn apart and has been heavily bleeding starts to clot, and over the next few days this process begins to unfold, where the skin starts to come together little bit by little bit, join together, and any redness and inflammation that was there starts to dissipate. And eventually, over a few days, a brown crusty scab starts to form over the wound, if it was a graze or a cut. And then that starts to dry out, and voila, it falls off, and underneath is fresh new skin. I remember as a kid though, I used to want to pick those scabs off, and I would do that a lot before it had healed properly, and I'd start bleeding again, and my mother would say, stop picking. But it's an incredible process, and we watch it as a child, and we take it all for granted, as if it's all natural. And we've seen it play out so many times in our lives when we've received some kind of injury to the body, even a broken bone. It's just quite incredible. Now, the thing is, this is going on the inside as well, every day. Our bodies are replacing cells that have worn out and died, damaged cells, and they're replacing them with the template of the cells that have come before. And of course, that depends on the conditions of not only our external world, the air we're breathing, the water we're drinking, the kind of environment we're inhabiting, but also internally, because our thoughts create our internal terrain as well. And so all of these play a part in creating a cell with extremely high integrity. So there's information that we've been told that we're finding out is not correct, because quantum physics is showing us that our bodies can heal completely from anything, sometimes in days, given the right conditions. And we've been told that there are certain parts of our bodies that can't regenerate, and therefore they have to be replaced. Or if they're damaged or unwell, out of homeostasis, which is just frequency in the body, and that's the way it is. And of course, we're finding out that this is not true, because what's happened over the decades is the medical system bases itself, it's a reflection of the outside, which is separate and divide, right? We know that, we can see that around us, that what's fed back to us through the main narratives, the systems that would like us to believe certain things, it's all about dividing and separating. And this is also reflected back in the medical system. And it's become exponentially more so over the last few decades. So how that looks like is, if you turn up at the doctor's and you've got a couple of issues going on, one might be a knee issue that's really giving you problems. You're getting a lot of pain, swelling, you've perhaps had an injury way back And you may think that that's involved, but whatever, you've got an issue with your knee. You've also got something going on, if you're a woman, let's say gynecologically. You might be experiencing, if you're younger, heavy periods that are going on for quite a while, and they're just not normal for you, what they were. So there's changes that have occurred, and that's accompanied by pain and other symptoms you're having. So what does the doctor do? He listens to what's bothering you about your body, and he goes about writing a referral for a specialist. What kind of specialist? Well, we need to see a specialist for the knee, because that's separate to something else that's going on gynecologically in your pelvis. That's a separate issue. So therefore, there is a specialist we've created who you go to, and you have their services. And of course, all this is involved in extra money. The more we can chop our body up into parts and convince you that these are all disconnected to each other. I mean, what could possibly my knee have to do with a problem gynecologically? Is it connected in some way? No, it couldn't possibly be, because this is a different body part. So the way the medical system operates is you are divided up, and something that's faltering or not functioning properly in one part has nothing to do with the other, even though the body we live in is totally affected by everything going on in every part of our body. But they don't operate like that. You may even have headaches, continual headaches. That could also be other symptoms going on. And you've got back pain at the same time. Again, you get referred to a back specialist, a spinal specialist, and a neurologist. So all these ologies, gynecology, cardiology, neurology, it goes on and on, are all being created to instill this sense of separation in your body. And it's not the truth, because all parts affect the whole, and the body is whole. It's affected by every thought we have. It's affected by everything that goes into our mouth. Not just one part is affected. The whole of us is affected. It's affected by like I said, the air quality, the water quality, the environment that we surround ourselves in, if it's giving us peace or if it's giving us chaos and stress, the people around us. All of these are playing a part. And if we do have a situation where we're feeling stressed, well, we get then sent to a psychiatrist or someone who's going to be able to help us with our mental health. So again, it always leads to separation and division. And if we extend that out into nature, we'll see that this is totally contradictory, because animals, they know instinctively if they're unwell or something is out of whack, they've got an injury of some kind. They go along and they instinctively know what to do. They either fast, some animals even urinate on their wounds, because urine has incredible healing abilities too. That's been kept from us. Although, way back in the 30s, 1920s, in war times then, soldiers were told to urinate on their wounds in the trenches if they couldn't get medical assistance for a period of time. They had to wait, because that would help heal their wounds, and it did. So I just want to say in this video that every single part of our bodies that is out of balance affects the whole. We're not just physical, We're physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And yes, the emotions do affect the physical body, and it's been proven in a big way. And we see that with placebos because thought's also involved in that as well. But if we have an emotion that we're having a lot of difficulty releasing and it keeps being part of our thinking over and over, it's going to affect the way the cells replicate. And that's been proven many, many times. So I wanted to share that today. And I also wanted to share about how animals, this is something my father would say to me, how animals are designed to help each other. And he would always say that to me when an animal is in danger, in distress, or with hunger, a signal goes out telepathically to other animals and they will rally round and help. And that we see that played out, and all of us have perhaps seen footage of animals, an animal in distress, where it's entrapped in something, and it's making these noises, but there's a frequency going out, and next thing other animals are coming to help it in some way. And it's a group that appears. You know, I've seen this too when one animal's being attacked, and you've all witnessed it as well. Other birds or something will come in to try and interfere with the predator that is attacking one of their own, or just because they're all from the same species. But what it's demonstrating is that we all have that built in within us to aid each other, which is contradictory to what we're being told on the outside, which is divide and separate each other. And yet nature's playing that out. So I just wanted to bring that up as well, because like I said, animals, we're all part of the same reality. They know what to do when they're ill. They'll usually fast, or they'll go away and do certain things to assist the healing of their bodies. So just have a think about that today. And I want you to just know there is nothing in your body that can't be healed. Nothing. You have the hardware installed in this body when you come in here and you dwell in it to heal everything, given the right conditions. How does that make you feel knowing that? I mean, I've known this since I was a child, so I know that I have to share that with people because it frees you, it unshackles you from being led to believe otherwise. So I wanted to share that with you today. Okay, bye for now.